Have you ever looked at your bank account and wondered if what you've saved is really enough? You're not alone. A lot of folks in their 60s and 70s feel this quiet concern creeping in when they think about the years ahead. You've worked hard, paid your dues, maybe raised a family or helped others get ahead. But now, it's your time. And financial security in retirement isn't about being rich. It's about peace of mind, freedom, and enjoying each day without worrying about running out of money. That's exactly what we're diving into today. How to create reliable retirement income streams right here in the US. We're not talking about risky schemes or trendy investments that come and go. We're going to focus on steady, practical, proven ways that everyday people like you are using to make their retirement income last. Think of this as your personal guide to building a financial foundation that you can count on, no matter what. Let's start with the basics. If you're already collecting Social Security, that's a huge help. But for most people, it's not quite enough to cover everything, especially with the cost of living slowly inching up year after year. So the question becomes, what can you add to that Social Security check to create a reliable flow of income that shows up month after month? One of the first places many retirees turn to is their retirement savings, things like IRAs and 401ks. Maybe you've got a traditional IRA that you've been contributing to for years, or a 401k from a job you retired from. These accounts were designed specifically for this time in your life. And the great thing is, when used wisely, they can provide income for decades. But here's where a lot of folks get stuck. They worry about how much to withdraw and when. Too much too soon, and you risk running out. Too little, and you might be unnecessarily limiting your lifestyle. One helpful approach is the 4% rule. It's a basic guideline that suggests withdrawing around 4% of your retirement savings in the first year and adjusting for inflation after that. It's not perfect, but it gives you a starting point. Of course, everyone's situation is different, so it's always smart to speak with a financial advisor before making any major moves. Now, another smart way to create income that lasts is to consider annuities. I know, annuities get a mixed reputation. Some folks love them, others stay far away. But here's the truth. A good annuity, the kind that's low in fees and built for long-term security, can provide guaranteed monthly payments for the rest of your life. It's like creating your own personal pension. If you don't already have one, this could be worth looking into, especially if you like the idea of knowing exactly how much money you'll receive every month without worrying about stock market swings. Speaking of the stock market, let's talk about investments. Just because you're retired doesn't mean your money has to stop working. In fact, letting part of your savings continue to grow through smart, balanced investments can be a powerful way to support your income for the long haul. That doesn't mean chasing risky stocks or trying to get rich quick. It means having a sensible mix. Maybe some dividend-paying stocks, bonds, or index funds that offer a bit of growth without too much volatility. The key here is balance. Some of your money should be there to grow slowly over time, and some should be in safer spots you can draw from when needed. That way, you're not selling investments when the market is down, and you're giving yourself more control and confidence over your money. Another income option that's becoming more popular these days is rental property. Maybe you've got a second home, or a basement suite, or even a small condo that's sitting vacant. Turning it into a rental can give you a steady monthly check, plus the value of the property itself could grow over time. It does take some work, dealing with tenants, maintenance, and so on, but many retirees find it's worth the effort, especially with management properties who can help take care of the day-to-day. And if owning a rental isn't for you, that's okay. There are now real estate investment trusts, or REITs, which are companies that own or finance income-producing real estate, and they pay out dividends to investors like you. You don't have to own a building or even step foot in one. You can buy shares of a REIT, just like you would any stock, and receive regular income. It's a great way to benefit from the real estate world without the responsibilities of being a landlord. Now let's talk about one of the oldest and most time-tested sources of passive income, dividends. If you've spent your working life contributing to retirement accounts like IRAs or 401ks, those investments might now be a valuable source of income through dividends. These are the regular payouts that companies make to shareholders. The key here is to focus on dividend-paying stocks. These are usually large, established companies, think utility companies, major manufacturers, or big-name consumer brands that pay a portion of their profits to shareholders on a regular basis. What's great about dividend income is that it can feel a lot like receiving a paycheck again. You don't have to be a stock market expert either. Many retirees choose to invest through dividend-focused mutual funds or ETFs. Those are exchange-traded funds. These are bundles of dividend-paying stocks managed by professionals. You get the benefit of diversification and professional oversight without the stress of managing each stock on your own. Of course, it's important to strike a balance between risk and reward. Some stocks offer higher dividends, but they might be less stable. Others are more reliable, but pay less. That's where speaking to a financial advisor becomes so helpful. They can tailor an approach that fits your comfort level and your income needs. And let's not forget about part-time work, but not in the traditional sense. These days, many retirees are finding income through passion projects, freelancing, or small-scale services they actually enjoy. Whether it's dog walking, tutoring, crafting, consulting, or even selling items online. It's amazing how these side gigs can add both financial and emotional value to retirement. I once met a gentleman who started woodworking in his garage after retirement. At first, it was just a hobby. But soon, neighbors began asking if he could build shelves or fix furniture. Before long, he had a little weekend business and a steady stream of income, doing what he loved. That's the dream, right? It doesn't have to be something big. You might be surprised how your skills, yes, the ones you've gathered over a lifetime, can turn into a helpful income stream. And here's another angle that many people overlook: annuities. Now, I know annuities have gotten a mixed reputation over the years, but when used wisely, they can be a reliable way to receive a guaranteed income for life. That kind of stability can be comforting when the markets get shaky or unpredictable. There are many types of annuities, so it's essential to work with someone who understands the fine print. But the basic idea is this: you invest a sum of money with an insurance company, and they pay you back in regular installments, sometimes for a fixed period, sometimes for life. It's like creating your own private pension. Just remember, annuities aren't for everyone, and the terms vary widely. It's not something to jump into without understanding how it works. But for some people, the security of a predictable monthly check, no matter what happens in the market, is well worth it. You see, building multiple income streams isn't just about money. It's about freedom. It's about having options and reducing the worry of running out of resources as the years go on. You don't have to become a financial wizard. You just need a few steady paths that bring in income from different directions. And when those paths are working together, maybe it's a pension, Social Security, some rental income, a few dividends, and a side project you enjoy, you're not just surviving retirement, you're thriving in it. Let's keep this going. In the next part, we'll explore even more creative and reliable ways you can bring in income during retirement, ways that might surprise you and could even bring a little excitement back into your financial life. And when you realize how much peace of mind a consistent income can bring, you start to understand that retirement isn't the end of financial growth, it's just a different kind of opportunity. One of the smartest moves you can make is diversifying how money flows into your life. That brings us to another steady and dependable option: rental income. Now, I know the word landlord might sound intimidating. You might be thinking, do I really want the hassle of dealing with tenants and maintenance issues at this age? The good news is, you don't necessarily have to. Many retirees have found success and calm by renting out just one property and hiring a property manager to handle the logistics. It could be a small house, a condo, even a portion of your own home if you're open to the idea. Think about this for a moment. A small house or condo that you rent out for $1,200 to $1,500 a month could become a powerful second income stream. That money coming in each month, even if you only net part of it after expenses, adds up. It could help pay for medical bills, travel, or simply give you more breathing room in your monthly budget. Plus, property values tend to rise over time, so it's not just income, it's long-term value. If owning physical property doesn't sound appealing, you can still tap into the real estate market with something called REITs, Real Estate Investment Trusts. These are companies that own or finance income-producing real estate, and they pay out dividends to investors like you. You don't have to own a building or even step foot in one. You can buy shares of a REIT, just like you would any stock, and receive regular income. It's a great way to benefit from the real estate world without the responsibilities of being a landlord. Now let's talk about one of the oldest and most time-tested sources of passive income: dividends. If you've spent your working life contributing to retirement accounts like IRAs or 401ks, those investments might now be a valuable source of income